Hi everyone, here we are, Unit 10. The end of the quarter is right around the corner. I'm going to take a look at what's due this week and what's due next week. And we're going to look at the additional learning resources. In Unit 10, there's no assigned reading. So we'll just go right to the discussion board. The discussion board talks about JCO, the Joint Commission, and about how it's it seeks to continuously improve the safety and quality of care provided to the public. So you are to identify a local hospital in your area. What are the hospital licensing criteria in your state, and what are the strengths and weaknesses of those criteria? All right, I only have the sites for Minnesota. I'm not quite sure if you're in a different state. You can find the sites for your state, or you can just use the Minnesota, these Minnesota sites that are provided, and write about a hospital in Minnesota. Otherwise, you can look it up for your own state, but I don't have the sites for everyone's state. Down here in the additional learning resources, there is the hospital and critical care or critical access hospital licensing. That is the Minnesota Department of Health, and that will contain the licensing requirements. So you can look through those, and that'll help you with the discussion board. And then you have locating a Minnesota licensed healthcare provider, which is this one. It's also the Minnesota Department of Health. And when you open up, when you click on the link, it'll bring you to this page, and you want to look for hospitals in this drop-down list. And you can search by county. For example, if I put in Winona County and go submit, it will bring up the hospital. There's only one in Winona County. It's in Winona. So that's that hospital. You can also look up for any other county. You can also look up by city, by the provider name, or you can look up all, which it says will give you a large list. So use those two sites for your discussion board. So then looking at your assignment is to write a paper about the HIPAA privacy rule. Discuss how it evolved and how it impacts the healthcare industry. What are the problems with HIPAA today? And remember to use good citations and references for all the facts you provide in your paper, and use APA format. There are some learning resources that will help you with this. We have health information privacy and the HIPAA privacy rule, which are both through the United States Department of Health and Human Services. That is where you can get a lot of your information. Remember, even these websites need to be cited and referenced. So remember to do that for any of this information also. You can also look up peer-reviewed articles in the library regarding HIPAA. One of the things that I think HIPAA made a difference in is it was kind of a forward thinking. If you think about 1996, this was before there were a lot of electronic medical records. The government was a little bit thinking ahead on this, I believe, in that they saw that electronic records were going to become much more prevalent. So they decided to put it down in a law that the electronic sources also had to be protected and secure and kept private. So this is one of my favorite pieces of governmental legislation in healthcare because it was kind of forward thinking. So take a look at those websites that are provided for you and use good references and citations for any information you get from them. Then one other site that's provided here in your additional learning resources is the JCO site, where you can search for information that you want as you work on that discussion assignment for this week. So if you use that for your discussion, be sure to use citations and references there also. So in just looking ahead real quick at Unit 11 and what is left, in Unit 11 you are to read Chapter 6. Remember, your discussions and your assignments for Unit 11 are due by Thursday at midnight, which is Thursday, March 20th at midnight. So don't forget that deadline. Your discussion, you actually will have two discussions for week 11. You have discussion A, which is the future for hospital care, and you have discussion B, what you feel was the most valuable thing you learned in the course. So don't forget to participate in both. And then Unit 11, you will also have your final assignment. And remember that everything is due by midnight on Thursday, March 20th of that week. And just as a bonus to let you know, there is no final exam in Unit 11. So you don't have to worry about a final exam in this class. All right, have a great week. Email me if you have any questions.